And when you say you tweaked a few things at second half, can you be a bit more specific? Or?
Yeah, we were just a couple of positional movements in terms of our build-up play and also without the ball. They tend to do the same movements all the time with the ball. We weren't sure. We haven't seen much footage of them. There were talks that they might play a back three or a back four. So when we saw the way they settled and then some of their movements, it was just making sure that we were in the right position, particularly in our pressing moments and also with the ball as well. We needed to positionally change a few things too.
Marco Cassini-Yengi playing him sort of more wide. What's the reasoning behind that one?
He's a great athlete. He's a fantastic 1v1 player.
Do you think he might be better potentially as a 9?
He plays as well.
Yeah.
We play with 2 9s. And I think our balance was better with him out wide. And there's nothing foreign for him. If you've watched his games, particularly the Roos in the off-season, that's where he plays. So he's willing to do whatever it takes. He's worked extremely hard because he's never had a full pre-season, so we guide him through the pre-season, and he hasn't missed a beat. Every single session he fronted up. He changed his mentality as well. I know there's a lot of talk about Cass, but Cass has missed a lot of games in the last 4 or 5 years. And we value him highly at this football club. And so we put together a program for him, extremely professional, very intelligent young man. Like I said, he'll do whatever it takes for this team. Whether we play 2 up front or we play 1 up front.
And the team more generally, does the performance need to lift for next week, do you think? Like based on that, are you going to get a result next week if it doesn't lift?
that's the plan. I mean, we put a plan together to try and win every game. But like I said, they'll take a lot of confidence away from that. 3 points were very solid defensively. Everybody understood their roles and responsibilities. The energy was there. They worked extremely hard for each other. And like I said, a very professional performance.
Ninko put on virtually a complete shift there. We haven't seen that too many times in the A-League the last year or two. Was that always the plan, to play him late to deepen the game?
Ninko's a special footballer. I think there's a lot of talk in the off-season about him. He's very determined to make people eat their words. Or it's fantastic. The more that's said about him, the better, because he's very motivated. It's a new lease of life for him. He's starting at 0 again. So there's a lot of talks from around the place that he's a 30-minute player. I think he shot a lot of people up today. That's only the first game as well. He's only going to get better and stronger for us as far as I'm concerned. He's still one of the best, if not the best 10s in the league.
Yep.
Okay.
In the back.
Yep. Good win, as this first gentleman mentioned, but they weren't convinced. Every moment wasn't too convincing. How are you going to assess it with the boys for next week, knowing that Victory will be a strong opponent? They did show that to Sydney last night, and they'll be hard to beat down.
We weren't convincing.
Well, you got the win, but there were moments that with the errors crept in that you won't want to do that with Victory next week, because they'll be a strong opponent.
Every team is going to have its moments. I don't think anyone is looking as convincing as what you said. Even Victory didn't look convincing. They conceded 2 goals last night. Could have been a few more. Sydney had a lot of chances against them. So I'm not sure what your question is. We're at home. We didn't concede a goal. Barely got a shot on. Lawrence Thomas didn't have a save to make. I thought for a first up game where no team is going to look convincing at this stage of the season, I thought we were one of the best looking teams in round 1. And I'm not even being biased.